The land now known as Israel and Palestine has been a crossroads of civilizations for millennia. Long before the modern conflict, it was home to Canaanites, Philistines, and Israelites. These ancient peoples left their mark on the land, their stories woven into its fabric. The Israelites, under King David, established a kingdom in Jerusalem. This city would become central to their faith, home to the sacred Temple Mount. However, their reign was not to last. The kingdom divided, weakened, and eventually fell to foreign empires. The Romans, under Emperor Titus, destroyed the Second Temple in 70 CE. This event was a catastrophe for the Jewish people. Many were exiled, scattering across the globe in a diaspora that would last for centuries. Yet, the dream of returning to their ancestral homeland remained a powerful force. With the Jewish people dispersed, the land came under the sway of new empires. Over the centuries, these empires would shape the region in profound ways, each leaving behind a unique legacy. The Byzantine Empire, the Islamic Caliphates, the Crusaders, and finally the Ottoman Empire all left their imprint on the region. Their architectural marvels, cultural practices, and administrative systems influenced the daily lives of the people. Each brought their own cultures, religions, and conflicts, adding layers to the land's already complex history. The intermingling of these diverse influences created a rich tapestry of heritage that is still evident today. For centuries, Jews were a minority population within Palestine, living as a distinct religious community under Ottoman rule. They maintained their traditions and cultural practices, contributing to the region's diversity. Meanwhile, a sense of Palestinian identity began to emerge among the Arab population, rooted in the land and its shared history. This identity was shaped by their connection to the land and their collective experiences. At the close of the 19th century, a new movement began to stir among the Jewish diaspora, Zionism. This movement sought to re-establish a Jewish homeland in Palestine, driven by a longing for self-determination and a safe haven from persecution. Zionists sought to create a Jewish state in Palestine, driven by a desire for self-determination and a refuge from persecution. Their efforts would set the stage for significant changes in the region. This movement would have profound consequences for the region and its people, altering the course of history and shaping the future of Palestine. Zionism gained momentum in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, fueled by anti-Semitism in Europe. Jewish immigration to Palestine increased, leading to tensions with the existing Arab population. Both groups felt a deep connection to the land, setting the stage for a clash of national aspirations. The British, who assumed control of Palestine after World War I, found themselves caught in the middle. The Balfour Declaration of 1917, while pledging support for a Jewish homeland, also promised to protect the rights of the existing non-Jewish communities. Balancing these competing promises proved impossible. As Jewish immigration surged, so did Arab resistance. Violence erupted periodically, a harbinger of the turmoil to come. The stage was set for a conflict that would shape the Middle East for generations. In 1947, the United Nations voted to partition Palestine into two states, one Jewish and one Arab. The plan was immediately rejected by Arab leaders, and fighting broke out almost immediately. The following year, Israel declared independence, triggering the First Arab-Israeli War. The 1948 war was a cataclysmic event for Palestinians. Hundreds of thousands were expelled or fled their homes, becoming refugees in neighboring countries. This mass displacement, known as the Nakba, or catastrophe, remains a deeply traumatic memory for Palestinians. Israel emerged victorious, expanding its territory beyond the UN partition lines. The war left a legacy of bitterness and mistrust, solidifying the conflict's intractable nature. The Palestinian refugee issue, unresolved to this day, became a major obstacle to peace. Section 5. Wars and Uprisings. The decades following 1948 saw a series of wars and uprisings. The 1967 Six-Day War resulted in Israel's capture of the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza Strip. This victory, while celebrated in Israel, further entrenched Palestinian displacement and fueled resentment. Palestinian resistance took various forms, from armed struggle to popular uprisings. The First Intifada, which began in 1987, was a sustained Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation. This largely non-violent movement garnered international attention and forced Israel to engage in peace negotiations. The Oslo Accords, signed in the 1990s, offered a glimmer of hope for a negotiated settlement. However, continued violence, settlement expansion, and political instability undermined the peace process. The Second Intifada, marked by suicide bombings and Israeli military incursions, further dimmed hopes for a lasting peace. Section 6. The Hamas Era. The rise of Hamas, a Palestinian Islamist group in the Gaza Strip, added a new layer of complexity to the conflict. Hamas, designated as a terrorist organization by Israel, the United States, and many other countries, rejects Israel's right to exist. Hamas's control of Gaza led to a series of devastating wars with Israel. These conflicts, marked by heavy civilian casualties and widespread destruction, exacerbated the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The blockade imposed by Israel and Egypt, while aimed at curbing Hamas's military capabilities, has had a devastating impact on the lives of ordinary Palestinians. Despite international efforts to mediate ceasefires, the underlying issues remain unresolved. The cycle of violence continues, fueled by mutual distrust, political deadlock, and the unresolved question of Palestinian statehood. Section 7. A year of unprecedented violence. The year 2024 witnessed an unprecedented escalation of violence, surpassing even the darkest days of previous conflicts. Hamas's surprise attack on Israeli towns and kibbutzim on October 7, 2023, shocked the world and marked a turning point in the conflict. Israel, reeling from the attack, responded with overwhelming force. The ensuing bombardment of Gaza resulted in a staggering number of Palestinian casualties, mostly civilians. Hospitals, schools, and homes were reduced to rubble, leaving the already impoverished enclave on the brink of collapse. The conflict in Gaza spilled over into Lebanon, with Hezbollah engaging in cross-border attacks against Israel. The fighting, though eventually contained by a ceasefire, highlighted the volatile nature of the region and the potential for a wider conflagration. Section 8. Shattered lives. Behind the headlines and statistics lie countless personal tragedies, stories that often go untold in the broader narrative. Families torn apart, lives cut short, and futures shattered. Each name represents a world of dreams and aspirations now lost. The human cost of this enduring conflict is immeasurable, with each day bringing new stories of heartbreak and loss. Eman Shagnoubi, a young Palestinian mother from Gaza, lost her husband and 2 children in an Israeli airstrike. Her life, once filled with joy and hope, is now a daily struggle for survival. Left with nothing but the clothes on her back, she now struggles to care for her surviving child amidst the ruins of their city. The future seems uncertain and bleak. Shireen Abu Nida, an Israeli teacher living near the Gaza border, lost her home and her sense of security. Her once peaceful life has been replaced by constant fear and anxiety. Forced to live in a bomb shelter for weeks, she now grapples with the trauma of constant rocket attacks and the fear that her life could be upended again at any moment. The psychological scars run deep. These stories, though just a glimpse into the immense suffering, illustrate the profound human toll of the conflict. Each face tells a story of pain, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. They remind us that behind the political rhetoric and military operations are real people whose lives have been irrevocably altered by decades of violence and animosity. Their voices call out for peace and understanding. Section 9. The long road ahead. As of today, the path to a just and lasting peace remains elusive. Despite numerous efforts and countless negotiations, a resolution that satisfies both sides has yet to be found. The two-state solution, once seen as the most viable option, seems increasingly distant. Political realities and shifting alliances have made this goal harder to achieve. The international community, divided and hesitant to challenge Israel's policies, has struggled to broker a meaningful peace process. Diplomatic efforts often fall short, leaving many disillusioned. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza, exacerbated by the latest round of fighting, demands urgent attention. Rebuilding shattered infrastructure, providing essential aid, and ensuring basic human needs are met, and addressing the psychological scars of war are paramount concerns. The trauma inflicted on the population, especially children, will have long-lasting effects. Yet, amidst the despair, glimmers of hope persist. Small acts of kindness and solidarity remind us that peace is still possible. Grassroots peace initiatives, led by ordinary Palestinians and Israelis, continue to build bridges of understanding and challenge the narratives of hate. These efforts, though often overshadowed by violence, are crucial. These courageous individuals, though often marginalized, offer a ray of light in this seemingly intractable conflict. Their stories inspire hope and demonstrate the power of human resilience. The road to peace will be long and arduous, requiring painful compromises and a fundamental shift in attitudes. It will demand unwavering commitment and the courage to envision a different future. Only through dialogue, empathy, and a shared commitment to justice can a future free from violence and oppression be realized. This journey will not be easy, but it is essential. Until then, the people of Israel and Palestine remain trapped in a cycle of suffering, their fate intertwined in a tragic and seemingly endless conflict. The world watches, hoping for a breakthrough,